This is Scott Spears, lead announcer and chief executive officer of Classic Championship Wrestling. I come to you tonight in this video message for several very important announcements concerning the big event coming up on February the 8th, Valentine's Violence, at the Steve Hogg Rec Center, 775 North Main Street, with a 7 p.m. start time. The first dealing with our president of Classic Championship Wrestling, Terry Tackett. President Tackett's behavior and conduct have been under observation for several months now, and we, myself, the chief executive officer of this company, as well as our esteemed board of directors, feel that President Tackett's behavior, such as and including his continuing feud and obsession with Demon Khan to run him out of Classic Championship Wrestling, his association with Outlaw Jack Hansen, him and his meeting Jack Hansen and exchanging money on video as a payoff and or bribe, are strictly unbecoming of this company and the conduct of a president. So it is hereby and therefore established by me, Chief Executive Officer of Classic Championship Wrestling, as well as our Board of Directors, that President Terry Tackett is hereby put on probation and suspended. From this point forward, he will no longer be able to make matches, he will no longer be able to hire and fire employees, he will no longer be able to interfere in the conduct of the front office of Classic Championship Wrestling until, in any way, and until his conduct has been reviewed over a 3-month period, which it will be by our Classic Championship Wrestling Board of Directors and myself, Chief Executive Officer. I will continue in the role as interim president until we appoint a commissioner who will take over all duties of Classic Championship Wrestling, such as making matches, giving stipulations, and hiring and firing employees. That person will be chosen in the weeks and months to come, so stay tuned to this channel. Also, some other issues that have to be addressed. The contract sale of Lockdown and Outlaw Jack Hansen to Percival A. Friend, the epitome of wrestling managers, is hereby granted by the executive board of Classic Championship Wrestling, and Outlaw Jack Hansen will not be permitted to go to the ring in the Just Intoxicated Demon Khan Anything Goes match. But I do want to send a message to Percival A. Friend. Any matches sanctioned by Classic Championship Wrestling that involve you at ringside will have a strong presence as far as the executive board is concerned. Our eyes will be on you, Mr. Friend. That goes for Mr. Baker as well. Mr. Baker bringing in the Russian Brood on February 8th. And if you interfere in the match in any way, Percival A. Friend, Ox Baker, get involved in any of your men's matches, you will be fined in excess of thousands of dollars every time you choose to do that. That brings us to the subject of Rothschild, who kind of came on the scene last month. What you don't know is Rothschild does not have a contract with Classic Championship Wrestling. So Rothschild, you can get in the ring, you can come to the matches, you can go to the ring with Demon Khan. I will grant you that permission. But if you act in any way unbecoming of Classic Championship Wrestling, you will be barred from all buildings, events, and further conduct with Classic Championship Wrestling, any contact at all. I do want to also mention that Bobo Brazil Jr., the son of a legend, has asked to meet with World Champion Ox Baker, CCW World Champion Ox Baker, on February the 8th. That permission has been granted, and there will be an in-ring confrontation, not match, but a confrontation between Ox Baker and Bobo Brazil on February the 8th. I would like also to mention that our legal staff here at Classic Championship Wrestling is currently going over Ox Baker's contract to see if he may be stripped of the World Championship for at this point, that's all the information we have. I will keep you abreast of all further announcements and conduct of Classic Championship Wrestling as it becomes available. Stay tuned, fans. Always something going on. For now, this is Scott Spears, Chief Executive Officer of Classic Championship Wrestling, signing off.